What's up, YouTube? FD White back with another episode of FD White Invest. Welcome to the channel, man. Welcome to the channel. So today I have a special guest talking about a very special topic as the market ramps up. I think this topic is going to start bringing on a lot more conversation, and it's a good conversation to have because, like I said, as this market ramps up, these crypto scams will start to ramp up as well. So today, my guest, we're going to talk about these different crypto scams, how to safeguard yourself, how to safeguard your wallet, how to safeguard your portfolio, and how to just move forward in this crypto space and how to keep your gains and don't let these different bad actors come and, ruin the party, so to say. So let's bring my guy up to the stage, Steve Flynn, man. We had a nice video a while ago talking about NFTs. We might have been a little bit early on that one, but I think, that's still going to come to fruition. So now we want to talk about, like I said, these crypto scams. We had an incident with, somebody that we know in the space, one of our crypto friends that happened. So this basically, brung about the conversation. So before we get into that, if you don't know Steve Flynn, I'll let Steve give himself a quick rundown of who he is and, what he's talking about.
Yeah, nice to be back on the show, FD. I'm glad you made it safely back from your world travels. It looks like you guys had a good time, so it was a nice experience for the family. So myself, I'm a self-employed businessman. I do construction, and I have some other businesses. And but I've been in crypto since the early 2020. So I was one of those that got in during that bull run, rode it up, and rode it all the way down. All my NFTs, all my crypto, still holding it all. I didn't sell it. I didn't, but I learned a lot. It had my share of even some small scams during that time. So this is a timely topic because the money's going to start getting real and those numbers are going to go up and people are going to get looser with what they do with their crypto. So they're going to see some opportunities that come in. They're going to be too good to be true. They're going to fall for it. And so this is really the time to start thinking about how we're going to protect ourselves before the money starts to get serious.
Exactly. So this is let's actually share my screen and we can talk about let me go to here. And this is what we really what really started this conversation off. Shout out to my guy Rob over at Digital Asset News. Shout out to Beardy. So Beardy, we're not gonna click on the video, but I'll just give you a basic overview of what happened. He got scammed, and he got scammed of all of his crypto, basically his whole portfolio. And if you know Beardy, he's always in Rob's chat. He's always, big part of the community. Very good guy, very nice guy, and we hate to see things like this happen. So we want to just bring awareness to what's going on, awareness to the communities. And him and Rob put out this good video right after it happened. So it was, shout out to Beardy for even coming on and doing that right after it happened. So, the initial shock. So Steve, I know you watched this video as well. Talking about the AI scam. So this is like something of a new thing that's coming on. Of course, we used to have like the somebody will steal your number or the SIM swaps and all that. That's getting, that's might be a thing of the past. Now with technology ramping up, AI ramping up, these things are going to start happening a little bit more. So maybe you want to give a basic rundown of what happened and, how do you see this playing out as this bull run progresses?
Yeah, this was a real eye opener. We had heard about them using AI for scams before, but this was a tough one because what happened was influencer that Beardy had been involved in, knew personally, been in face-to-face meetings with them before and gatherings. He got contacted through, I believe, one of the channels, and then he was given a phone number to call the influencer. Now, this influencer said, hey, me and some other guys who Beardy knew, we're going to be doing this new thing. We're going to be investing in these this new technology, and we'd like you to be a part of it. So when he called him, he talked to him on the phone, and he had talked to him before. He knew his voice. He was talking to an AI the entire time. And he got taken by it. I thought about this. I mean, it was really commendable for Beardy to come out because I think most people who have been scammed don't want to tell people about it. And it was really commendable because I thought about it for, like, say, you and I. We know each other pretty well now through social media. We know each other's voices. So, and then you've been in contact with Rob at Digital Asset News. You know his voice. If Rob contacted you and Rob gave you a number to call him, and you called him up and Rob's like, hey, me and Ben at Enter the Cryptoverse, we're going to get into this thing. You know how smart Ben is, and we're going to do this thing. And we know you'd probably like to be part of it, FD. You'd fall for it, you know, because it's Rob's voice. And then you could call me up and do the same thing to me. And your voice is on the internet. So it would be no problem for AI to learn FD's voice and his characteristics and mannerisms. And so you would call me up, and it would just be a terrible cycle that could just burn a lot of people. So it was pretty shocking to think about. And really, that's when you and I got together and said, hey, we need to talk about this.
Yeah, definitely. And it's very scary, man. It's very scary because the way he was explaining it was, you know, a lot of these, I was doing a little bit of research before we started the video, and a lot of these are just maybe like recorded. So even if somebody can just, you know, type it in, and then they'll just have like a pre-recorded message with somebody's voice and things like that. But this one, the way Beardy was describing it and the way they were describing it was like it was a conversation. So I don't know if it was something. It was interacting. It was interactive thing. So I don't know if it was something where, you know, you can just talk in your regular voice and it automatically transmits and talks in another voice or things like that. But it's getting scary, man. With all these deep fakes and things going on, man, these scams are going to get more intricate. They're going to get more advanced, and you have to really, really safeguard yourself when you're out here doing things like that.
Yeah, on a side note, a while back we had started hearing about this. So my whole immediate family, we interact a lot on social media. We actually have come up with safe words because, you know, I have videos on the internet. I had just some social media videos for fun. I decided to take them down, but they're still they're on the interweb somewhere floating around. But yeah, so like if they wanted to, and they find out, okay, Steve Flynn knows a little bit about crypto, so he has a little bit of money. And then they see on social media, my mom is connected to me. They have literally called up moms with these AIs and using their kids' voices and say, hey, I'm in trouble. I'm in jail. I'll explain later, but I need you to wire me 10,000 so I can get out. And I got it. You know, I got this, mom, or whatever. And it's happening to a lot of people now. And in particular, our senior citizens, they're going to really fall for this. So that's why I recommend for families is to get safe words. Or safe expressions, or a story or something that you can relate, so you know that's really who it is.
Yeah, so like you said, like the older generation, the older community, man, they already susceptible to these scams, like these phone calls. This used to be the thing. Like they used to prey on these people, prey on these, you know, the older people, the older ones, and they would, you know, call them and tell them, you know, these different things. And you know, a lot of these people are you know, they're trustworthy. They think you're trustworthy. If you sound good, if you're a good salesman or something like that, they'll, you know, wire you some money, you know. So
but now one of the things, now it's going to be their kids calling them.
It's going to be
it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible.
So like you said, man, the safe word, things like that, some type of safe word, some type of story, some type of just anything that you know, these people can't will have no idea what, you know, what it is or what to say about that. So that's a very, very good idea. So another thing I want to look at, we were, you know, talking about these AI things. So the rise of AI scams in general. It says the rise of AI and scams has led to major evolution from traditional scamming methods like we just talked about. Cyber criminals are leveraging deep fake technology to create convincing, fraudulent content, including voice cloning and voice replication. Just as, you know, exactly what we were talking about. So with if you clean AI, because this is going to be, you know, mostly geared towards AI scams, because this is the new wave. You know, AI is taking over everything, and scams is no different. So with the rise of these scams, with the rise of, you know, AI and AI in general, we saw the exponential growth from like 2-3 years just in all of AI. Like we saw how the deep fakes used to be terrible. They used to look like clay figures. 2 years down the line, you can't even tell. Some of these things you can't even tell. I was looking at like OpenAI, like Sora and things like that. Like these things look like real life pictures, real life movies, real life, you know, interaction. So that's just one of the things that we really, really need to keep safeguard. And I don't know how. I've been trying to think of things like in order to, you know, the safe word is good, but when it comes to like technology, battling technology, that's what we're going to need. We're going to need some type of technology to battle this technology. So it's going to be like AI against AI. Somehow you have to figure out a way, or some type of even blockchain, like verification. If someone smart enough can come up with something that can have, you know, a certain type of verifications for these type of scams, or, you know, just anything.
So I think in the meantime, it's verify. It's a good deal. This is a great deal, man. We're gonna 10x with this, and so is involved. Rob is involved. FD's involved. No, verify, and don't click on the links that are sent to you. Don't call those numbers that are sent to you. Contact the person directly. Like, I know I can message you anytime on X, and I know Rob has been good at answering messages on X. Well, that's his direct route. So verify with the source, and until you can, don't send that money. Don't click on their links and all that stuff. So that's I think all we can do right now in the meantime is just protect ourselves that way.
Yeah, and not to negate the fact that these other scams are in the past, because they're still going on. Like, I'm always getting emails about new projects. You know, you've been selected, those type of things. Like, just, you know, like, okay, we've been in crypto so long, those are not going to work. You got to come with something a little bit, you know, more advanced. But it's not a lot, you know, everybody's not advanced like me and you. So we still have to talk about these, you know, these lesser
we have to try to train them
things, so people can you know, come along. And that's a big deterrent for people, because they, you know, when you go, like, I do a Google search, crypto scams, there's all type of articles and news articles and things like that. It's just not in the mainstream media right now, because crypto is, you know, BlackRock's in it, and all, you know, all these big entities in it. So a lot of the news is still being suppressed. But like, if it was in a bear market, all these stores and stuff would be front page news. You know what I mean? So they're still going on. Even the smaller, you know, scams are still going on. So you just gotta just safeguard yourself. So I also wanted to look at this one right here. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, before we started recording. The QR. This is another one that you know, has been popping up around the world. The QR scam code, you know. So you could tell us a little bit about, you know, your experience with it, and how do you think, or what do you do, rather, because you said you do something in order to safeguard against these type of scams as well.
Yeah, so this QR code scam reminds me of the skimmers at gas stations. You know, that you know, you go to a gas station now, you kind of pull on their credit card reader. They're kind of doing the same thing. These guys are taking their QR code and sticking it over an existing QR code. So you think maybe you're scanning Spirit Airways and you're about to fly to Florida, and you're really scanning something that could go in. If you have a hot wallet, it could drain your wallet. It could steal your, I mean, whatever. The sky's the limit of what they can do for it. So my sons and myself, we have a small electric bike rental business, and we have QR codes outside of our little building so that people can leave us reviews. So I've trained them, and we've talked about this for the last couple of years, is we have to, every time we go into work, we check that, we feel it, and we make sure that there's not a sticker on top of our official QR code to protect our customers, because we'd hate to see something like that happening. So a good habit to get into, like you can see in the video, he's feeling that QR code. You shouldn't be able to feel it. It should all be one piece of paper and stuff. If it is, do not scan it, and train your older parents and uncles and aunts to do the same thing, because they're starting to learn how to use QR codes, because QR codes now are on everything and they're convenient. So we got to protect ourselves from that scam right there.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, like, with the rise of all these scams, like, if we want real mass adoption, security has to be there. Security has to be there. So I think as blockchain goes along, as crypto moves along, it's just one of those things where being a little bit early, you know, that security is still going to not be as strong as it will be, you know, say another 5 to 10 years. So it's something that we got to safeguard ourselves until, you know, the progression of the space happens. And a lot of these things are just, you know, I know a lot of people who got scammed. I've never got scammed, knock on wood. But, you know, I know a lot of people, like people who've been in the space for a long time. Like, it's just one little mix up, one little click of a link, one little, just, you know, SIM swap, or call this number, or text this number, or do something, just anything. And then boom, your whole, you know, your whole phone or your whole wallet is exposed and gone. So it can happen to the best of us. So,
yeah, I like what Beardy said, is he was really tired. He was exhausted. And so that's another recommendation. Don't make decisions at 11 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning when it comes to these. Don't click on these links. Just wait. If it's a great deal, it's going to be a great deal tomorrow after you've verified, after you've checked things out. Just don't rush into things like that. That's what's going to get you.
Exactly. So Speaking of Beardy, I think he had like a fund or his wallets, floating around if anybody wants to help. So they will be down in the description below. We'll put a link down in the description below. So if you guys want to help out as well, it'll be down in the description if you want to help Beardy out. It's a good guy, man. Every time Rob took me under his wing through the bear market. That's how I met Beardy, and he's shown me nothing but love. So I can hopefully, reciprocate that back to him.
Yeah, that's nice.
So lastly, well, I do have a couple different things I want to talk about. So crypto investment scam losses in the US grew 53%. This was in 2023 to 3.94 billion. So almost $4 billion. This is via the FBI. So I want to see how this comes out this year. I really haven't heard, like you said, a lot of these stories might be getting a little bit suppressed, because of the adoption that BlackRock wants, the look. They're trying to clean up crypto. They're trying to, because they're trying to get it out to mom and pops, and some of these people with these retirement funds. They're trying to get them out. So a lot of these stories might be suppressed, but of course it's still going on. We see them prevalent, being on X, being in these different discords and whatnot. But hopefully it can start coming down. I definitely, like I said, want to see how 2024 shapes out and see what how this plays out with the losses when it comes to scams. What do you think? Do you think from 2023 till now is getting better, even with the advent of AI scams coming along? How long do you think before we can start seeing a significant decrease in this number?
Yeah. So first of all, about that number, I'd say I wouldn't be surprised if it was several times higher, if not 10 times higher than what the actual, because people don't report it and they don't even tell other people about it because they're embarrassed. And that's what Beardy said. He just wanted to come out and tell people to try to help protect people, which was really commendable on his part. So I think that number is probably 10 times that of what. Yeah. So I think what we've been seeing is a lot of influencers are putting a lot of good substance out there, teaching us how to protect ourselves, how to use a hardware wallet, how to make sure we don't get scammed. I think that's definitely helped those that are in crypto, that are kind of veteran crypto. And so, yeah, you could see that number down. It just depends. If we get an influx of new crypto investors coming up in the next few months, if this bull run does happen the way we think it's going to, then we might see that number jump up again. So I think right now the veterans are trained, and I think everyone that's here is pretty much veterans. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do think if we continue to educate, that it will help. But we got to educate them quick when they get into crypto, when they start seeing that, when everybody starts jumping in, So.
Yeah, because that is one thing, like that could just deter somebody forever. Like you're into crypto, you want to get into crypto, and then you get scammed, even if it's like $100-$200, but you just get scammed, so easily. And even if it's just a lack of education, a lot of people is just turned off by that. A lot of people, as soon as that happens, it's like, oh, okay, I'm never touching crypto again. Just off of that simple fact. So it is one of those things.
You add the narrative that some elected officials are still throwing out there, that crypto is for scammers and only criminals use it, and the media is picking that up instead of picking up the reality of crypto. So yeah, you can understand why. Oh, I tried to put in my $1,000 that I had extra because someone told me I could make $30,000 on it, and I lost it. I'm done. So yeah, with the narrative that's going around mainstream media and some elected officials, we're still having to struggle against that.
Yeah, and if you're pretty much new to crypto and you don't know how blockchain and these cryptos work, blockchain can be traced. Like that's the thing. Like a lot of people, if you never heard of Silk Road, it was an illegal website where you can buy illegal things back in the day. But anything, all the transactions are on the blockchain. You just can't find out specifically who the person is. It's pseudonymous. So you can find out the wallet, and the FBI, like they track down so many people from that website. They even track down the actual founder. He's been in jail for like since then. So when people think of crypto and they think it's a scam and they think it's sketchy and whatnot, like that's you got to do a little bit more research, a little bit more education. And when it comes to like scams are happening everywhere. Scams are happening not just in the crypto space. They happen in the banking sector. Think money laundering and things like that, which is not a scam, but that's another thing that people talk about with crypto. And if we really peel layers back and we see how the banks have been fined over the years, and even recently, I think a bank was just fined so much money maybe close to a few $1 billion because of some, like some weird practices that was going on. It's just a matter of due diligence, doing your homework, doing your research, safeguarding your funds, like your life depended on it, and just being in tune to, the ever-changing market of, cryptocurrency. So with these scams, man, we wanted to come make this video because, as the market ramps up, like we talked about at the beginning of this video, the scams will ramp up too. And the scams are going to get more and more intricate. They're going to get more and more specific targeting, and they're going to get more and more advanced. So one thing that you want to do is, do a little bit of homework and a little bit of due diligence and make sure you are safeguarded to the best of your ability. So Steve, anything you want to say to the people closing out? Because this was amazing, pretty quick discussion, but it's not really too much that has to be said. We just wanted to outline and point out some specific points and some specific instances, and I'll pass to you and let you close it out, man.
Yeah, so just in way of review, don't make rash decisions. Don't try to make 50x on your money because someone has this idea or this new thing that's going to make you rich with a little bit of money. Verify. Go to official links. Contact the individual. If you've been contacted by an influencer, verify. I've seen so many people turn on the influencers, chewing them out, screaming at them, yelling, "How did you took my money? You lost my money." And the influencer's like, "I have no idea who you are." And we saw that a lot over the years. So verify. Don't make decisions when you're tired or exhausted. If it's a good deal today, it'll still be a good deal tomorrow. It'll still be a good deal the next day. Maybe you won't get your 10x, but you'll get your 9x if you wait another day. So just be patient and just don't fall for it. And set up those safe words with your families so that you can protect your families from those schemes too.
True. And before we get out of here, I do have one thing that I want to bring up. Most influencers, especially bigger influencers, they will not contact you. I would hope not. They won't contact you. A lot of them even say it. A lot of them have it in their disclaimers that they won't contact you, because I even have a couple TikToks. As small as I am, I got like a few thousand, but I have a few TikTok accounts that have been texting my messaging, DMing my family, talking about, "Hey, what's up, cuz? You want to make 8,000 by next Tuesday?" And it's just like, hey, that's not me, man. That's not me. So it's a lot of things going on that you got to be safeguarded against in the crypto world and in the world in general, man. It's just, a lot of bad actors out there. So hopefully you can take what you learn in crypto and, also apply it into everything else that you do, and just, triple check, double check, triple check, quadruple check, everything that you're doing. And because money is hard to make a lot of times, even in crypto, and you don't want to lose it, especially to a scam. I'd rather just let it all go to zero than get scammed,
Right.
So that's just one of the things that we wanted to come and bring out. So Steve, man, we always come together and have great conversations. So anytime you want to come on, anytime you have a message or you have some type of topic you want to talk about, you're always welcome.
Sounds good, man. And let's talk after this bull run, and let's see how we all did. And don't forget to take profits along the way, folks.
Section, and they're using momentum. Like a lot of times, it's momentum. A lot of times you find a trade, especially if crypto. Once crypto gets to moving, it's so easy to make money in trading.